Yo, what's up? So some of you guys may be wondering where I've been for the last, 7 months. The more astute might have noticed me on some Brandon and Theirwolf artworks. Ultimately, the answer is busy. I wish I could have been around to be a little bit of a source of levity during all of the super serious stuff that was happening. But life kept getting in the way, ultimately, which I'm sure plenty of you guys can attest to at the time this is going up. But, right now is not the time for lamenting over the past or dwelling on it. We are here to celebrate because the good news is in. Death Battle has survived. Death Battle's going independent for the first time ever. A lot of you might think of Death Battle as an independent series, which isn't totally wrong in spirit, but they were a Screw Attack brand, which was then bought out by Rooster Teeth. This is the first time Death Battle is its entirely own entity owned by Ben Singer. Honestly, now that all of the weirdness and drama is behind us, it makes a great time to reflect on what we've been through, good and bad. Obviously, today is the good. Honestly, it's crazy just how much time has gone by since I started making videos on Death Battle, around the end of Season 2. We had gruesome fights, we had breathtaking ones, we had emotional ones, which is a little bit of a surprise if you told someone from way back when. But that's not to discount the fan content, the things that we have produced. Sometimes to imagine, what if your favorite matchup were a death battle? Death Battle, honestly, has almost become synonymous with versus. So some of you may not be totally aware, but back in August of 2019 is when I first joined the Death Battle Discord server, nowadays known as the Death Battle Judgment server, to distinguish us from the now official Death Battle Community server, renamed DBD. Gets a little bit confusing, but ultimately, DBJ. That's us. I was invited by Bowser II, and no, I'm not the creator of that server. That goes to Gumball Viking. He's in plenty of my reactions and in the ranking videos, in case you didn't recall. But yeah, ever since that time, they were probably my closest connection to the show. It's hard to say how long I would have stuck in the community if it weren't for that, what with all the copyright issues on the rise. But if there was ever a sense of community I had, it was this server made by one kid, one dude, who's older than me, all to share this passion he had. And to another community member who decided to reach out, asked me if I was interested. It definitely changed my outlook on the entire series from that point on. It's honestly why the top 10 videos have been so hard to make, because all my opinions have been so jumbled up ever since. It's nerdy, 100%, but just talking about these characters that we all like, talking about different ways to calculate the force of, throwing a dragon into space, for example. Those sorts of things are fun. It's not about who's better, it's about who is technically stronger. Simple as that. That's why even when a character I like loses, I can laugh it off. Although I have the best luck with that, my preferred usually wins. But either way, matchups like Saitama versus Popeye, I'm gonna hone in on that. That was such an oddball matchup that so few people were expecting. But Death Battle was able to turn it around and make an emotional hit. Not only were the changes in art style awesome, but the narrative, the way they tied it into Saitama's storyline, his values and goals and aspirations, that is creative writing. That is a crossover done right. The crossover aspect of Death Battle gets overlooked sometimes, in my opinion. The more important thing about Death Battle to me at the moment is finding ways for these characters to interact. There are some matchups I like, some I don't, obviously, but it's pretty hard to fault people for liking certain matchups. If you have two characters that you can imagine perfectly how they would interact, how a death battle between them would go, or anything along those lines. It's so easy to get attached to. I think it's awesome, just the sheer variety of matchups and characters we have at our fingertips. Cartoony shenanigans of bald men with spinach aside, some of that love for different matchups gets to show up in our server as our matchup event months. We take an entire month and schedule out a bunch of different matchups for people to debate, one a day. And listen, that gets chaotic, but it's also a lot of fun. If you ever wondered where that Jerry guy's from, he is the mascot of those events. Just to say that again. It really feels like it brings a whole subsect of the community together whenever we host these. I get to draw artwork for them, make trailers, all the other admins from our server get involved. And not to mention our community. They pool together just to make huge pushes for that specific matchup they really want to talk about, they really want to debate. We tally up the votes, try to do a bunch of the popular ones. It's a blast all around. These sorts of things would not have been possible if it weren't for Death Battle, bringing us all in under a similar shared interest that we now have an opportunity to support with Save Death Battle. Now, this is originally the part in the video where I would have told you, hey, go down in the description, support Death Battle if you are able, if you have the money to do so, or just by word of mouth. Still do that. But you guys are absolutely insane. We are absolutely insane. Where they had originally intended a $75,000 goal, but we completely blew past it in 21 minutes. And as I'm recording this addendum less than 24 hours later, we are almost at their final stretch goal as of now. They're going to update it soon. We're currently sitting at $486,316. Wow. Again, the more we can fund the show, the better. So there's no reason we have to stop here. Keep it going. Keep the train running. We have an entire month to back however much we need, however much we want. We already have decimated the crew's expectations. But yeah, again, that link is in the description. Go there right now if you haven't seen it already. Check out all the rewards. There's a t-shirt, there's a decorative coin. If you pledge anything above Super, the $5 tier, you can actually vote on what matchup is getting a rematch out of the show's history. Again, link in the description. It is insane how much support we've gotten already. I can't wait to see what new stretch goals they come up with. And yes, I will still be making the music video, the top 10, and yes, the ranking. But I hope you can be a little bit more patient with me. Don't worry, I won't leave for another 7 months. But yeah, as always, I will see all of you in the next video.